How you doing, Boxing Heads? It's me, Jimbo, of course, from Boxing Mad Mag. Right, this is not a news feed. It's a sneak preview of the fights later on the London's Finals bill at Wembley Arena. I'm going to it, so I'm dead excited, and I'm waiting to get this done quickly, just to let you guys know who's fighting, if you're not aware. So I'm going to crack on. Right, Martin Joseph Ward, Kevin Hanks. It's a lightweight contest over 6 rounds. Ward is 21, and Hanks is 26. Ward has won 4 fights and is still unbeaten, compared to Hanks, who's 26 and is from Stoke and he's won once and lost twice. That's the lightweight contest over 6 rounds. Then you've got Erick Ochieng against Frederick Serre, who's from France. It's a middleweight contest, a light middleweight contest rather, over 8 rounds. Ochieng is the younger fighter, he's 25 and he's won 12 fights with the 1 defeat. And his opponent, Serre, is a bit older at 32. He's a Frenchman. He's won 14 fights and lost 7. So that's the light middleweight contest, which will be over 8 rounds. Moving on to John Ryder against Faria Musiyiwa, which is over 8 rounds, and it's a middleweight contest. And it's John Ryder, who is one of my favourite fighters at the minute. He's the younger fighter in this. He's 24, and he's won all 13 of his fights so far, with no losses, of course, and he's won 8 of his fights inside the distance. So he's aiming for titles this year, I reckon. So his opponent is just a stepping stone, in all honesty. He's Musiyiwa. He's from Zimbabwe and he's 32. He's won 18 and lost 12 and drawn 2. And that is the middleweight contest over 8 rounds. Right, moving on to a title fight over 10 rounds. It's at lightweight. It's for the vacant Southern Area title, and it's Ryan Taylor against Liam Shinkwin. You've got Taylor, who is slightly younger. He's 24, and he's won 7 of his fights with 1 draw. And then you've got Shinkwin, his opponent, who is also unbeaten. He's a bit older at 27, and he's almost got an identical record. He's won 5 and drawn 1. So that is the vacant Southern Area title, and it's over 10 rounds at lightweight. Ryan Taylor, Liam Shinkwin. Right, moving on to a rematch over 10 rounds. It's at light welterweight. It's for the Southern Area title. It's a rematch, of course. These guys fought last September at Alexandra Palace in London. And it's Danny Connor against Chris Evangelou. You've got Connor, who won the contest last time out, 98-94 on points. As the referee was judging the fight, he's 26, it's Connor, and he's won 7 and lost 5 with 1 draw. And you've got Evangelou, whose only defeat was to Connor last time out. He's 1 year older at 27, and he's won 9 and lost the once, of course, with no draws. So that's the rematch over 10 rounds at light welterweight for the Southern Area title. Right, moving on to 2 unbeaten guys in this fight. It's over 10 rounds, and it's for the vacant English cruiserweight title. It's Wadi Camacho against Clarke. Camacho is 27. He's won 6 with no draws and no losses. 4 of his wins have come inside the distance. You've got Clarke, who is a bit older. He's 34, and he's won 10 of his fights with 1 draw and no losses. So these guys are both unbeaten, and they're aiming to win the English cruiserweight title. So I'm expecting a good fight in this. Right, moving on again. Lee Purdy, unfortunately, is not fighting Carson Jones. We know this because Jones pulled out through illness, and it's the second time that fight's been postponed because Purdy originally pulled out. He had a virus first time out, so his replacement is Mexican Cosme Rivera, and this fight is for the IBF International title. It's over 12 rounds at welterweight. Purdy is the current champion. He's 25. He's won 19 with 12 wins coming inside the distance. And he's got 3 losses and 1 draw. And you've got Rivera, who's very experienced. And he's a tough Mexican, so it's no easy replacement. He is 11 years Purdy's senior. He's 36 years old. And he's won 35 fights, 24 inside the distance, with 15 losses and 3 draws. Now, you may say, oh, it's had 15 losses, it should be fairly easy, but that doesn't always mean much if you've had experience on the world stage before and fought. Well, he's had 54 fights around, so he's a tough opponent, so it's no easy fight for Purdy. And I'm expecting Purdy to win, but it's going to be tough, as I said, and I wouldn't be surprised if we went the distance in this. So that's the IBF International title fight at welterweight over 12 rounds. Purdy Rivera. Right, moving on. George Groves. He wasn't even meant to be on this card, but he's with Matchroom Sports now. So he's in a non-title fight over 10 rounds. In the international super middleweight contest, he's fighting Dario Balcameda, who is from Argentina. Groves, of course, is 24 and he's unbeaten with 16 wins, and 12 of those have come inside the distance. And we all know about Groves. Balcameda, we don't know that much about, to be honest. He's 28 years old, so he's 4 years older, and he's had 11 wins with 6 losses and 2 draws. 5 of his losses have come inside the distance. So judging by that, and judging by Groves' style and his pressure and the way he likes to throw his punches, I'm expecting a Groves comfortable win. I haven't seen Balcameda before, but, you know, I'm going to just point it out that I reckon, going by his records, I think Groves would win this inside the distance fairly handily, or very handily rather. So that's the non-title fight over 10 rounds international super middleweight contest. Groves Balcameda. And finally, the headline fight, Darren Barker's Simone Rotolo. It's the headline fight, of course, over 12 rounds. It's for the vacant IBF Intercontinental middleweight title. Barker's 30, he's won 24 with 1 loss and no draws, and 15 wins have come inside the distance. His opponent is from Italy. He's the current Italian middleweight champion, and he's 37 years old. He's won 35 with 3 losses, and 15 of his wins have come inside the distance. So I'm expecting a tough fight for Barker. This fight, of course, was meant to take place last year. I'm expecting a Barker win. I think he'll turn the style on. You remember his fight against Kerry Hope? I'm expecting the same sort of Barker, but I think it'll be a bit tougher against Rotolo. And I'm expecting a late stoppage. So that's my quick prediction. That's my quick rundown of each fight. I'm dead excited. I'm going to this in a few hours, so I'm going to start getting ready. You guys, you can get back to me on Twitter. Let me know what you think of each fight. Who do you think is going to win, your predictions, etc. And who you like the most, and what you expect from each fighter, and what you expect from the fights. So guys, I'm going to shoot off. Of course, get back to me on Twitter, at JamesMcKnight83. And read the monthly Boxing Mad magazine. Follow the links on the website, and of course, read the latest issues. It's a great magazine. Guys, thanks very much for listening. Take care. I'll see you then. Cheers.